Yeah, it's because it's karma. Like, what are you going to do? You can't do anything for a little bit. You're going to have to suffer the addiction. You think it's so easy, like, just say, look, I know this isn't good for me. I'm hurting myself. I'm hurting those I love. But, like, I can't stop hitting the pipe or doing the line or doing whatever. I just need to make a decision to stop. What's wrong with me? Why can't I make the decision? Yeah, you see how hard it is for some people? Other people, they don't understand. And then they project that onto you. They're like, bro, just quit. Like, look what you're doing to yourself and other people. Doesn't matter. Those who have suffered a strong addiction, you know what I'm talking about. You got to go through that process. This is the karmic destiny challenge that somehow you signed up for. We all signed up for something. Some people, it hasn't kicked in yet what they signed up for, some real challenging thing. So they don't understand. It's coming, it will come, because there's no other way we can transform and have true depth of self-realization unless we hit some bottom. And there's no way to hit a bottom unless you've really been through it. You can't escape that by just going to an ashram and being in some safe place, or if you got a trust fund and everything seems to be nice, you still can't escape it. Life will send you some health situation. All the money in the world can't fix that. Or it'll send you a relationship that touches you deeply. You feel some love for this person, then it ends. Yeah, money can't fix that either. And yoga and meditation can't fix that. You can't say, well, I've realized that I'm like formless, so these feelings I have of hurt, they belong to the human realm, so they don't really exist. Yeah. Anybody that's been through a real heartbreak with the true, you can say, soulmate knows that, like, that ain't gonna happen. So we all sign up for these challenges. We can't remember. If you can remember, this game wouldn't work. You remember being on a higher plane and in a more subtle body, and you say, okay, now I'm gonna incarnate into this gross level, human form, and I'm gonna work on this and this and that, right? And then when I'm done with that, I'm gonna come back into these higher planes, and I'm gonna talk with my friends who also worked on their stuff, and then we're gonna like chat it up about like what happened. You don't like remember that while you're here. Intuitively, you can have a sense of remembering it. It looks like I'm remembering it, right? Yeah, I don't remember the details, but I know like that's what's happening. But we have to, I like that saying, we have to drink from the well of forgetfulness before we come here. And so you can't remember everything, because we're not supposed to. You mess the game up. We want to play this game on a real level. We want to forget, forget everything. That's what we're trying to do too with these 3D headsets that the society's creating all the time. We want to put that headset on and forget that we're even human, because it's like fun. We want to think we're in that realm. They're getting pretty advanced nowadays. But we can't totally forget. Not when we put the headset on. Like, we remember. We're like, oh yeah, I'm wearing the headset. But a part of us wants to forget because we want that experience. It's so intense, Like, damn, what would it be like if I really forgot? Then they make movies depicting that, But this movie, we really did forget. Intuitively, as we grow, as our dormant spiritual sanskaras or seeds start to activate, we remember it's more on an abstract level though. And that remembering doesn't make us exempt from these challenges that some of us are gonna suffer. Well, what about Ramana Maharshi? And what about Ananda Moyama? What about, the list goes on. They just seem to be blissed out all the time. We don't know their life. Ramana Maharshi suffered big time as a teenager. He almost died. I mean, his story is that he felt he was dying, so he just laid down to die. Ants were crawling on him, because ants know when you're about to die. I had a cat die once, right in front of me in Thailand. This damn dog. You ever seen it? Two dogs get the cat, and one takes the head, and the other one takes the behind, and then they just shake it. I didn't get out in time to save it. So then it like broke its neck, and it was just, dying. And all of a sudden I saw ants on it. And then I realized the ants knew it was dead before I did. because it's nature. Nature cleans itself. If there's a dead corpse, then the creatures will come and clean it. You wouldn't want to have, dead corpses everywhere. How did that tie in, though? Damn it, I forgot. So, when you have one of these, about the goody goods. Ramana Maharshi suffered, man, as a teen. Like, he was laying down, the ants were on him, and he's like, let him eat. Like, I'm going to die anyway. But this is how it's written. It's not like, see, we read something and then we imagine we know, like, he was so high level, he was just like, I'm going to die and it's no problem and the ants are going to eat me. Like, we don't know that situation. If we were inside his astral body in that moment experiencing it, it's not like, he totally detached. No, guaranteed. Same with Jesus when he's being nailed to that cross. You think he wasn't suffering, man? So we don't know. Don't compare. Yeah, this is the point. Don't compare yourself in your journey to other individuals, especially these some of these younger spiritually awakened people who come on and say all you got to do is just you realize that you're already the self. That's all you got to do. See, their day's coming. Your day already came. You fast forward, somebody who's 22 or 25 and think that they're enlightened. Look at them 10 years from now, or 5 years, or 20 years. Like, we don't know the time. They're going to be having a catharsis. This so-called spiritual awakening is going to be a catharsis. It's going to transform into that because it's not a real awakening. They haven't really went through the grind. You got to go through the grind, like I said, to get to the core, to where these your deepest wisdom can sprout, because it's hiding at the core. You need something to drive the consciousness to the core. Well, life has what you need, and it can come in the form of addictions. So if you're suffering with an addiction, be willing to suffer it. And if you feel, go to 12-step meetings. That's what I did. That's how I got help. And then you're around other people who know what you're talking about. Man, it was so good when I was in a rehab at 15 and a half. Fortunately, it wasn't a medical module. That would suck. They just give you pills. Yeah, pills. This fixes everything. No, they brought in they had an H&I panel where the NA, 2 meetings, AA people and then NA people would come. And I was like, those are my people, man. They know exactly what I'm saying. I remember a part in the book when I first was looking at it. It said, we got to the point to where we just felt like we were existing. And I'm like, that's how I feel. I'm like alive, but I'm like dead at the same time. It was just marijuana, but it destroyed my brain, man, at that time. Probably because I was taking psychotropic drugs and all this poisonous chemistry since I was 7. Because my parents, they just didn't know, and I didn't know. And so I didn't have much of a grace period left when I found, my brain didn't, when I found marijuana, my brain didn't want any more drugs, basically. And so I was done, but I couldn't stop. And I was watching my whole life just in my mind go. I'm like, what the hell am I going to do? Intuition kicked in. You need to go to a rehab. All right, I'm going to go. So sometimes we need some external help. Don't just sit there and just be like, damn, this sucks. What am I going to do? I think a video or so ago, I was talking about taking action. But see, there's sometimes you take action. Sometimes it's not the time to take action too. This whole thing, there's no prescription that one can give somebody to tell them what to do. It's so individual. Sometimes you just have to suffer for a while. You just do. I mean, isn't it obvious? I know it's instinctual to not want to suffer. That's clear. That's good. But sometimes you have to. Sometimes the answer isn't about just constantly obsessing how messed up I am. What am I going to do? What's the answer? What's the solution? Over and over and over again. Because there's nothing coming. That must mean you need to suffer. And then some magical thing happens when we're willing to accept the cards that are being dealt to us in this moment. some realization or intuition will kick in and say, why don't you try this? And then that could be part of the recipe or one of the ingredients to this antidote to get out of the suffering. This is how it works. Now, all this is going to happen anyway. This is the thing. It's not like, oh, now that I'm saying it, it's going to happen. No, this is happening. I didn't because I had intelligence, I said, okay, I'm going to go to the rehab. No, I was just supposed to, that was the destiny. I was supposed to go to the rehab. That's how God manifested to help me get out of this addiction that God created. Created for my own higher good. That doesn't feel like it when we experience it, but it is. This wisdom comes as time goes on. And then you start to accept your pain more. It's not that you like it. Oh, good, I mean, a part of you knows, though, when there's some pain that you can't explain and you're feeling, you're just going through it, something in you knows, if you've reached a certain level of spiritual maturity, you know this is good somehow. This is like, it's priming you. It's purifying you. Deeper energies are coming to the surface now to dissolve. Deeper tendencies and desires maybe that you didn't know you had. They're coming up. And now they're gonna clean themselves. They're gonna be expiated. But they can't be expiated unless they don't come up. So that's what I'm saying. These addictions and some of these bad habits, they have to come up. You have to purge that. It doesn't matter why you got them and what happened and did you hurt somebody last life. It doesn't matter. Even if you knew all that, what's that gonna do? You accept your cards, you play them, and you'll be free. You know that anyway. Something, even when we suffer at the worst, there's some deeper part of us that knows. You know that this isn't forever. It's just the pain gets really heavy sometimes and you want to check out. This is when you need support from other people or teachers or books or videos or something. You get that support and then that kind of ties you over a little bit. It's important. That's why I say go to those meetings. Even, some people, they want to talk to me every day in an addiction when they have that strong addiction. I'm like, man, I can't help you with that. I can't. You need to go to these meetings or go to, something. I don't have magic boom, oh, you're free of the addiction. This is what the mind wants. Nobody has that. You can go find the best master. He can't touch your forehead and make it all go away. So we have to be somehow responsible and for this show that we're playing. That's my message. I'll see you.